Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the free-to-play series. Um, first things first, I want to get an apology out of the way for yesterday's video. I think it was about 3 minutes long. It was quite short. I just had basically a ton of things going on this week. Um, the I was finishing up my final class for my degree. Started a brand new job last week, and also balancing making content and still trying to spend time with my family, um, and still enjoy a little bit of leisure activity for myself as well. Playing different games that aren't necessarily raid, right? So it was very hectic, but we're past all that now, and I'm ready to move forward. This video will be full of a little bit more content. Well, kind of. So an interesting thing happened. I recorded a video for you guys, my typical length, about 30 minutes long, and my mic wasn't on for it. Well, my mic was on, but the mic settings in my OBS were changed. I didn't change them. Don't know how they got changed, but they got changed. And so you just got a video of zero audio. Yay. So I'm re-recording it. Basically what I did on that video was we kind of looked at the current state of the account. Not too much has changed. Coffinsmasher is my most recent 6-star, but in that video I started playing around with gear and was trying to show you guys my mindset about, like, this is how I go about gear and changing gear around. So we did get a lot of good items from the dragon runs that we were doing, and I managed to come up with some better crit rate gloves that I did equip onto my Sun Wukong, because we had double crit damage and double HP rolls on it, and then regular attack. What he previously had on was these, which, yes, they brought accuracy, which is great, and a little bit of speed, but the rest of the stats were not making a difference on Sun Wukong. I'm sad to lose the accuracy, but Sun Wukong's going to be my next 6-star, and when I do, he's going to get an accuracy banner put on him, so that'll fill that gap a little bit. So I'm okay with kind of making that accuracy sacrifice to get some more crit damage out of him, because he is crit capped, and I now have him in a crit damage amulet. So I'm excited to see if I can get a big boost in his damage. But for Coffinsmasher, we were able to identify some really solid pieces of the accuracy set. So I found this gem, and I talked briefly about this in the video. So this is a really good piece. I am of the mind, and I can't be picky yet, just so you guys know. On a free-to-play this early, I can't be picky about my gear. On my main account, if I have an accuracy piece and it doesn't have an accuracy substat, it's gone. I mean, it can be a 6-star mythical piece, but if it doesn't have accuracy, I'm not going to use it. Well, there's an asterisk there. If it's something like this, I would still keep it. And what I mean by this, you have crit rate and crit damage on the same item. And then you have percent-based stats as the other two rolls. This is a really good item that will probably stay on my account forever. Now, I rolled it up live on the last one so that you guys could see, but having it land on crit rate and crit damage is even better too. So this is something that could really be good on a defense-based nuker. And I say defense-based because it has the additional defense substats. Or even an HP-based nuker for the same reason. And it's going to be beneficial on either one of those. It's still also beneficial to be put onto an attack-based nuker because they're going to gain survivability, but also gain crit rate and damage based on the rolls. Now, if we were to run it up to 16, which, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do just for the sake of the video. That wasn't bad. Only 745k, not bad. And so we get it in that defense slot too. I would have loved to see it hit crit rate or crit damage again, but you know, we get it in that defense slot. So like this would be a really good shield for, well, actually, yeah, this is a great shield for an HP based nuker. Well, he's not really a nuker, but this will be good on the Coffinsmasher is kind of where I'm going with this. So what he's currently using, it does bring accuracy, and a little bit of HP. Also, well, so it brings 9% HP and then another 10% HP because of the set that he's wearing. I'm willing to sacrifice on the HP a little bit here to get that extra crit rate so we can get him to 100% crit rate. So if I equip this, which I'm going to go ahead and do, you'll see we lose 3,000 HP. But I had these boots here, which also rolled crit rate, interestingly enough. Now, currently, he's 9% over the crit rate cap. So I'm going to upgrade these. They're 6-star boots with speed. They're going to go to 16. And we got additional crit rate on it. And some accuracy. Heck yeah, this is good. This is very, very good. So we're going to equip these. Again, we're losing more HP. But we're going to make a couple changes here in a second. All right, so we are much faster now. Still slow, but faster. 141 speed. And we got a little bit of crit damage on that. I like it. So we are way over crit rate right now. So we have 28% of crit rate that we're willing to drop. So what are we looking for in place of that? Well, we're looking for crit damage or HP. Now, currently, we have an item like this that has really good crit rate rolls. I wonder... No, I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where we could use crit damage gauntlets. I don't think I have enough room. You know, 28 over is a lot, but I'd still have to make up 32% crit rate with other pieces. So the gauntlets are pretty much locked in. So that's fine. We want HP percent on the chest, so there's no other chest options. Now let's look at weapons. So just to make it easier to see, I will put equipped just to see. Okay, he's the only one that's wearing stuff, so I don't need to worry about that now. So what are the substats that I'm looking for? So I'd like to see some more. I'd like crit damage. Okay, there's nothing. Speed. Okay. And HP percent. Okay, let's just do HP percent. Okay. So this helmet has a trip roll in HP and a little crit damage. Okay, HP and crit damage. This is a good item. We don't need the crit rate on here. Again, we're losing accuracy, but we gained a ton of accuracy by using an accuracy set here. So I'm definitely going to use this helmet. I think this helmet is better than this one because we don't need the crit rate right now. All right, so then we come down and take a look at our crit rate. So we're still 19 over. This has 14 on it, so let's see if we have a weapon that I think might give us more value than this one. Let's roll this guy and see what we get. Oh, hey, there we go. Now we're talking. A little bit of resistance, okay. So, we know we're crit rate capped. To get extra crit damage, yes, I'm going to lose some HP, but I think the damage here is just a little bit more valuable because I did make up a lot of HP elsewhere by adding this item right here. So, and these all had, oh, at least this had HP substats on it too. So, I think this is going to be fine. We're going to equip this item. So we keep our 4 set for the Relentless and keep getting those extra attacks. We've increased our speed dramatically. That's not a. I wanted to say dramatically and drastically at the same time. But we've increased our speed and we've increased our crit damage by quite a bit. So only 5% over. That's more reasonable with 119% crit damage. That's relatively low for those of you that have been playing the game for a long time, but on an early account like this, that's pretty high. I think it's higher. It's close to what my Kale has, and Kale has pretty much kind of the best gear that I have in the game on him. So Coffinsmasher has been made quite a bit stronger. We get that extra accuracy from the accuracy set. We were able to get a little bit more crit damage. Now, we did sacrifice a bit of HP, bringing him down to 46,000. If we look at some of my other champions, 30,000 on him, 40,000 there. He was at what? 46,000. So he's still my highest HP based, or he's still my highest HP damage. He's my highest health champion. But this does give us room now in some other areas of the game potentially to just looking over. I wonder if I want to go with the crit damage. That's sacrificing even more HP at this point, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to do it because, and I make up some of it there, so I only lose like 900 HP. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like, I really want HP on Coffinsmasher, but I'm really building him for hard-hitting A1s at this point with the crit damage coming out there. So we're going to try it. I mean, it could be that I run a key and I just am massively, doing less damage, but I do think we're going to get quite a bit of more damage out of him to guarantee a crit every single time he attacks on a triple hitter and to get 140% more damage out of every one of those crits. I think we're going to bring a lot of value. I do lose a lot of HP, which means he's going to do a lot less damage just like in general. But I think the crit damage is going to make up for a lot of that. Plus the extra accuracy is a big deal because we weren't landing some of our abilities before. And that means the decreased attack wasn't landing, and that means that the accuracy wasn't, or the HP burn wasn't landing either. So I think we'll get a little bit more value out of him. And it's during an event where, I can experiment with some gear. So I'm just going to check and see if we throw him into Magic Keep, see how it goes. I mentioned this in the other video. Right now, I'm focused only on missions. So Magic Keep, I'm trying to run it as much as I can before it resets. So at reset tonight, my next priority is going to be leveling up Sun Wukong and getting him to 6 stars. The main reason that Sun Wukong is my next target is he brings me some value across the board now. I don't want him to be used in Clan Boss forever. I do want him to be better in PvP. But he's the only legendary I have, and he has been awakened. So Brimstone brings a lot of value. So right now, he's going to be brought in, but I do plan on replacing him in the near future for a higher quality. Does she remove debuffs before she does that? She must. Because I was like, she had block buffs on her, but yeah, I think if I can, I'd like to replace him in Clan Boss at some point, but for now, oh look, he removed the shield. It's so much shield on a champion like him. He did it again, nice. So I think that him being my next 6-star is the right way to go. Plus, I was talking about it in the other video where he's going to get full masteries, which means he'll get War Master. For now, he will eventually get swapped over for arena-based masteries. But for what I need him for is Clan Boss right now. And I'm going to want War Master to get that extra damage out of him. So eventually he'll get arena-based masteries. But for now, I'm going to use War Master on him. Yeah, Coffinsmasher's putting out damage. I'm fine with the changes I think I made on him. So let me just redo kind of the stuff that I had covered before in the previous video. I'm doing this mission right now. I need to get 5 superior potions from Magic Keep. It's going kind of slow right now. I haven't been able to progress as far in Magic Keep because of my affinities. I don't have a lot of Force champions. So that's making it take a little bit longer because I can't do those higher stages. The Void one went very fast because I'm up to 18 on the Void, not Void, Arcane Keep. Because he's a Void champion, so I'm able to go all the way up to 18 successfully, which is almost all the way up. Whereas on the Magic Affinity, I don't really have the champions to do it, so I'm only as far as 15. And that's pretty drastic difference percentage-wise. So I'm just not getting as many of these rewards, the superiors, as I would like. But I can only farm as high as I can farm. So at reset tonight, that will go away. So I'm trying to spend all my energy right now that I can before the reset. And then I'll have to find somewhere else to put my energy. And that will be in leveling food for Sun Wukong. Had a hitch on my clan boss today where I did underperformed on both keys. That's what prompted me to look at my gear and see if I can change some stuff around. I'm also wondering if I need to rechange Apothecary here and just make him a lot faster. Just to try and generate this boon of speed as much as I can. He's just underperforming, this is the right mastery to put on him because he has a 3-time hitter. So you want Giant Slayer. War Master is who I would want on, or is what I would want on, like Deacon, for example. But Deacon out damages my Apothecary by a ton. Now, a big part of that is because Deacon is an epic, so he just hits harder by default. He also stays alive a lot longer than my Apothecary does. And I think that's because he just starts with a way more defense. So he's at 2,300 defense and 41,000 HP. Apothecary is way under on defense, but pretty much close on the HP. So, if not a little more, I think. So, Apothecary is just not staying alive. And I also think I might turn off his heal because I don't know that it's making as much of a difference as I really want the speed out of him and maybe that damage. So I got to play with the team a little bit. I mentioned in the other video that it's kind of hard to play with teams on a free-to-play just because you don't want to spend those resources buying keys and everything like that. But it is what it is. The only other thing I talked about was the Forge Pass. I'm not probably going to hit this. These are quite hard now, especially since I've been playing limited over the last week. But without being able to do the weeklies, it does make these a little hard to hit. The daily, I'm sure that it's calculated if you do all the daily challenges every day, you'll be able to hit these limits. But it's not in the cards for me, I think, which is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to being able to get some potentially 5 to 6 star gear, especially gear as good as Instinct. Now, Instinct is good because it's hard to get Savage gear, so Instinct gear can fill that void. So if I was able to farm up enough Instinct gear, I could put that on Sun Wukong and get a decent amount of performance out of him. And some additional defense ignoring to go along with some of the ignoring defense that he already has built into his kit on his A2. So not in the cards, I don't think, but we'll see. We'll see how much progress I can get out of today for 4 days. I feel like I'm just going to come up just shy of that final mark. But I'm going to keep at it and see what we can do. So, but yeah, that's kind of it on the account. I was also talked about not being able to really pull shards for a while coming up. I think I mentioned this briefly in another video, but Ayumi Love's website is saying that we might not get shard pulls again until November. When I say shard pulls, I mean 2x events, and that's disappointing because I could really use some. I'd love an opportunity to pull some champions, right? That's kind of why you play the game, and maybe some other events, some other unscheduled events will be coming along the way here soon. So, but for right now, that's pretty much it that's going on the account. I'm kind of happy with the regearing I did here. You guys got to see a little bit of insight into how I kind of approach that. I don't think I'm gonna redo any gearing on the Kale. Just the stat lines of the gear that I have right now are too low for me to be able to keep Kale as my campaign farmer without lifesteal gear. Maybe Sun Wukong can do that once I get him to 6 stars. He might take over as my campaign farmer because he has 2 AoE attacks versus Kale's 1.5, you could say. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So I'm going to call that a video there. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. And also thank you for your patience while I kind of struggled to get content out this week. I don't expect that to be a problem moving forward. So I'm going to keep at it. I do intend to film some more stuff this weekend. Besides the free-to-play stuff, I intend to kind of cover a big chunk of question answering, maybe look at some areas of the game that aren't discussed that often on the main account. So I'm just going to get at that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.